we are going to go to Home Depot and we're gonna go into the painter's aisle. I got the biggest size. But I also picked up these little clip rings from Home Depot. So this is what our drop cloth looks like. So the heavy duty one is way softer. The medium has more of like a canvasy feel. When you get the 9x12, the difference between the smaller ones and the bigger ones is they actually sew together two pieces. So you're gonna get this crease. As you can see right behind me, I have a huge, huge window, huge. So to achieve this full farmhouse look, we are going to make sure that that crease that I showed you guys is going horizontally. So I have it folded. We're gonna go ahead and take this ring clip and we're going to go a few inches away, okay? And we're just gonna clip it just like that. So we're gonna go a couple feet in and we're gonna do another one. And then we're just going to take the end just like this and clip it. Now I'm gonna put this to the side because we're gonna put these all up together, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing where we're gonna repeat what we just did. And the awesome thing about these are they're washable. Just make sure you guys read the directions because one brand might differ from another. I've got this all accomplished, so now I'm gonna get the rod and I'm gonna show you guys how we do this, okay? It's called the industrial pipe rod. So now what we're gonna do, and see how it kind of does like this V shape? We want that look. That's the look we're going for, people. So we have right here what is gonna be the left side of the curtains. Okay, it's time to hang this bad boy up. Okay, you guys, so we have our curtains up. They have a really fluffy, high-end, beautiful look. As you guys can see on the floor, it's hanging. I like to push it with my feet and just tuck it in. So which one's the heavy, which one's the medium? This is the heavy, this is the medium. I can't tell a difference with one being thinner or not, but by feeling it, I can. Way softer over here. So to achieve that full look, okay, I'm going to space these about a couple of inches apart from another. And the key, you guys, really is when you're attaching the clips to here is making sure it's not accurate on each piece. So you want to make sure that one might be a tad longer than the other and it gives it that fluffy look. And you guys, I absolutely love how there's actually a line down the middle. It kind of just gives it that unique, fresh look. It's not perfect. Ta-da!
We're going to start with a roll of window film. This is non-adhesive. It is a cling film, which makes it a great temporary solution for privacy and a great solution for renters. Now, instead of just applying this to the window, we're going to roll it out and create a design with this. So I'm using a cutting mat here because it's got some grid lines on it. You can also just use a ruler. I'm going to cut a sheet of film just a little bit larger than the size of my glass. There are two sides to this window film. There's the frosted side and then there's a clear carrier sheet on the back. I'm going to place my piece down with that clear carrier sheet on the table. Then I'm going to use some painter's tape to just tape it down flat. Now using a pencil, I'm just going to sketch a design onto the film so I can cut it out. You want to use something with simple, straightforward designs that you can cut apart. Now I'm going to grab a craft knife. You can use the scissors for this, but if you get a good sharp craft knife, it's going to be a lot easier. And I'm just going to slowly cut out each piece. So just running my knife along all those pencil lines. I'm going to do this for every line that I drew, kind of leave the pieces where they are, but separate them a little bit. Everything is cut out. Now I am going to take this whole cutting mat, take the whole thing over to my bathroom. I want to leave all these pieces in the right order, and we're going to start applying it to the window. First step is to clean your window really well. You want to start with a spray bottle full of water. This window film adheres to the window through static cling, but adding some water to the window is going to help it stick really well. So spray your window with water, and then grab that first cut out piece. I'm going to start on the bottom and peel off the clear carrier sheet from the back and then gently place it onto the window. What you're going to need is a squeegee tool. I'm using a little craft scraper. You can also use a credit card from your wallet. Then you're going to continue with all the other pieces. Now I want to let a little light shine in. So I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch of space between each piece. Using that squeegee each time and just pressing down really well. I cut this piece of window film a little bit bigger than my window, so you're going to have some pieces that hang off on the edges, and that's okay. As we get toward the end, we can trim those off. So now that we're nearing the end here, I'm going to use my craft knife and just cut off these edges here. Be very gentle that you're not pushing too hard and damaging your frame or the caulk or any part of your window. The final step in all of this, once all the pieces are on, you want to make sure to dry any excess water. So grab your squeegee or your credit card and push out any bubbles. Sometimes those are water drops that are left underneath the film. And then just grab a paper towel and blot any water drops that are left. And that is it. We are finished. I now have some privacy in this bathroom. What I love is that some light does filter in, but at night when the light is on in this bathroom, people aren't going to be able to see in. This is also a temporary solution, so I can pull these pieces off whenever I need to.
I headed over to the Home Depot to pick up a couple of towel rings and a canvas drop cloth. Then I ran into Walmart to pick up some no-sew hem tape. Grab your canvas drop cloth and fold it evenly in half lengthwise. Cut along the fold with sharp fabric scissors. To clean up the raw edge, you're going to use your no-sew hem tape and an iron. I recommend folding over the raw edge about an inch or so and pressing the fold with your iron first. This will hide any frayed material on your fabric. It's also a great time to iron out any of the wrinkles on the panels themselves. It's time to install your towel ring to the wall. Follow the instructions that come along with your towel ring. Now that it's installed, I carefully folded my curtain like a fan or an accordion to give it some style. Voila! A simple and elegant way to accentuate any window in your home.
I have this window in my studio office and I decided it needed some fresh curtains. I picked up this one-step tie-dye kit from my local Walmart. It had some really cool ombre pastel colors that I wanted to try. And since I only need the powder for this DIY, I'm going to save the rest of the kit for something else. So I rigged up this setup here with just 2 ladders and a piece of wood, and then I laid my polyester curtain over top. Then I began to place some ice blocks on top of the wood and the curtain, just along running down. I bought a bag of ice, so some of the chunks are bigger than others, but it really doesn't matter. So I just wanted to make sure there were no gaps and there was ice fully covering the whole piece of wood on top of the curtain. Then I began to dump out my powdered dye over top of the ice. I tried to do this as evenly as possible, making sure that all the ice was covered with powdered dye. I used all the colors in the kit and spread them out across the entire plank of wood. Now the easy part is just to sit back and let the sun melt the ice and see what kind of colored patterns come out. So where I am right now, I'm in Canada, and it was actually 33 degrees Celsius this day, so the ice was melting at a pretty rapid rate. But upon standing back and watching it, I saw that I did have some large spots of dye just kind of clumping and sitting in one area. So I did add a bit more ice around, and I did actually also pour some water over the ice to kind of allow those clumpy parts to drip down so that I wouldn't get big blocks of color. When I started watching it, I had my piece of wood tilted. I thought it would create a cool design, but I decided that I really actually didn't like the way the colors were kind of floating down towards one end of the curtain. So I did decide to level it out halfway through just by lowering the wood down on a different rung on my ladder, making it more even to allow the color to evenly displace down my curtain. Once the ice is completely melted, you just take your curtain off your piece of wood and then just place it in the dryer till it's dry. This is a polyester curtain that I'm using here. Upon doing the project, if I had to do it again, I would probably use a 100% cotton curtain. I believe that the colors would absorb a lot better because as the sun melted the ice, it also kind of changed the color of the dye. So the salmon color and the butterscotch that were in the kit actually kind of faded out with the sun, and I was just left with the blue. But honestly, I think it's actually really light and delicate, and I think it's a perfect fit for this window. So I now have these super ice blue kind of ombre dyed curtains, and I think they turned out really well considering this was a very cheap, inexpensive DIY to do. The die kit only cost me $8 and the curtain was $4 from my local dollar store. Then just add a bag of ice and that's all you need for this project. I hope that this encourages you to get creative with ice dye and see what kind of colors and patterns that you can come up with. Thanks so much for tuning into Home Talk, and we'll see you on another video.